A lot of people have different opinions about living abroad and what that entails, and if it's a perfect fit for them or if it's a perfect fit for others. Like, we've had situations where you've seen people that live abroad encouraging others to move abroad and like enjoy the benefits of living abroad, and you've also seen others who live abroad trying to discourage others from moving abroad. In all of this, I've always been of the opinion that people should try and see see if living abroad works for them, because I mean, look at me. For years of my life, I believed I was never somebody that wanted to really live abroad, but here I am, going on 3 years here in Canada, and it's been up and down, but mostly enjoyable. I would say that it's a decision that I liked, that I made. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Fee once again. Welcome back to Fee Phenomenal. If you're new here, thanks for choosing to watch this video. Thanks for being a part of us today. And if this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button. And for the old viewers and subscribers, thanks for choosing to watch this video. Thanks for coming back to the channel this week to watch the video. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It's gotta be up there somewhere. And if you have subscribed, thank you very much for subscribing, and thank you for returning. Today I'm going to be talking about the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot. This is a community-driven immigration program. It's a pathway to permanent residency, driven largely by the community. There are 11 communities in different provinces of Alberta, Ontario, Saskatchewan, BC, and Manitoba, who have been approved to run this program. So basically, this program is engineered to help smaller communities reap the benefits of the economic benefits of immigration, because like, these are communities that ordinarily people who get PR through like other means, like federal PR or through provincial nominee or other pathways, would not really be interested in, because they are smaller towns. But in this case, the community has their own requirements. They screen you, and then they decide that they want you have some economic benefits to their community. They then approve you and send you over to IRCC. They recommend you to IRCC, basically saying, okay, we found this person worthy to come to our community. So that is what this program is all about. It's a community driven program. They would, first of all, you have to meet their criteria and the IRCC criteria. So it's a little bit more. You would have to meet two different criteria: that of the community you're looking into moving into, and that of IRCC. But if you apply to them and they screen you and they see that you'll be beneficial to them, they would go ahead and recommend you to IRCC. And once IRCC, you're done with your whole process of PR with IRCC, once you land in the community, they would provide you with assistance with settlement agencies that would help you settle properly in the community, and they would also provide you with mentors that would help you assimilate into the society very, very easily. Who can apply under this program? There are basically two classes of people that can apply under this. First would be someone with at least 1 year work experience in the last 3 years before your application, before you apply to the process. It can be either in Canada or outside of Canada, and it has to be in any of the following NOCs. So NOC 0, A, B, C, or D. The second set of people would be somebody who graduated from a publicly funded institution in that community, in the recommending community. So somebody that went to school, basically a public school, basically in that community. If you have that, if you went to school in one of those 11 communities, then you are eligible to apply. There are also exceptions for international students. There'll be more information about the exceptions for international students. I would leave a link to that, and you could take a look at that if that applies to you. So what's the language requirements? Basically either French or English, but depending on the NOC of your job offer, you have to meet a certain score. So NOC 0 or A would be CLB 6, NOC B will be CLB 5, NOC C or D will be CLB 4. So you have to meet your English test have to be up to this level. So the educational requirement basically is for you to have either a Canadian educational credential, so that could be like a Canadian high school diploma, a degree, or some sort of post-secondary school diploma. You could have any of that from a Canadian institution, and you could also have any of that from a foreign institution. So you could have like your high school diploma from, say, the US. You can be a Nigerian with your WAEC. You could also have a degree or a post-secondary school diploma, so you have to have that certificate. But for the international degrees and educational credentials, you would need to have an educational credential assessment, so an ECA, which is less than 5 years. So within 5 years of doing your ECA, you would need to apply, so it can't be older than 5 years. So the proof of funds for this is a little bit higher than, well, it's a lot more higher than that for the Atlantic Pilot Program, which we spoke about last week. The proof of funds which you would need for this one would be $9,096. So you'd need to have $9,096 for one person, and with each additional person, as usual, the price increases, the amount increases, the proof of fund increases. And so the person who's applying for this must intend to live in that community. So you cannot just come and use them to do your PR, land in Canada, and then disappear into thin air. So you must intend to live in the community that would be recommending you to the IRCC. You must also meet the community's requirements. So each of the 11 communities, I'll be listing out the different communities and leaving links to their websites in the description box. So each of them have their different requirements. So you just take a look at each of them, and if you meet their requirements, you can go ahead to apply. And if you're already in Canada, to apply for this, you must be here as a temporary resident, not as a permanent resident. So probably somebody who's on the student visa, a visiting visa, but not somebody who is here illegally, or not somebody who is here as a permanent resident. This wouldn't be applicable to you. After you've determined that you meet all of these requirements, after you see that my language test is good, I have the educational qualification, I intend to live in this community, I have my ECA, if that's applicable to you, my proof of funds is intact. So after you've determined that you meet all of this, you must then go ahead to apply for a job in the recommending community. In one of these 11 communities, you apply for an eligible job that you apply for has to be in either NOC 0, A, B, or C. It must be full-time. It mustn't be seasonal, so that means all year round. It's not a seasonal job like maybe a construction job that you know that during winter there wouldn't be construction jobs. It has to be all year round, because the essence of this program is to spread the benefits of the economic benefits of immigration to smaller communities that ordinarily may not enjoy it. Then it must also be a permanent role. It must be a permanent position with wage up to or more than the minimum wage. You must also have matching experience for this job, so you cannot just say, okay, I'm a butcher, and then you decide to apply for a job as a pharmacist. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So your job experience must match the job description in the NOC you're applying within. So once you apply for the job, you go ahead to apply for the recommendation from the recommending community. They again have their different qualifications and different requirements. You apply to them, and if you meet their expectation, they would go ahead to give you the recommendation and recommend you to the IRCC. And once you receive that recommendation, you go ahead to fill out your application for permanent residency. You fill out your forms and also send in your supporting documents for your permanent residency application. for your permanent residency application. So the fees for one person for this program would be $1,365. So $1,365. That would be the fee for this program. That's the fee applicable for one person. Again, with every additional person, the price increases. So another beautiful thing about this pathway, this pilot program, just like the Atlantic immigration program, is that you can also apply for your temporary residency, a work permit, basically allowing you to work while you wait for your permanent residency to be approved. So in this case, you would have to have already put in your permanent residency application. So after you put in your permanent residency application, you then go ahead to put in a request for a temporary work visa. You could apply for both yourself and for your spouse. Now this is optional, it's not compulsory for you to apply for a temporary residency. You can be wherever it is that you are while you wait for your PR. This just allows you to work in Canada while waiting for your permanent residency. So it's valid for 1 year. It's only for the employer that has offered you employment, and it has to be in the recommending community. So that's about the rural and northern immigration pilot. It seems to be a very interesting one. It's just you may be moving to a smaller city. With the Atlantic immigration program, you had the whole province to choose from. If the province nominates you, you can decide to go to any city. You could go to their capital, you could go to any city that you would want. But with this one, you have to go to the community where you got your recommendation. You can't just go to any other place, because the aim is to at least help the economy of that community that recommended you. But this seems to be a very interesting pathway also. I like it a lot because of the temporary residency that you can apply for while you wait for your permanent residency. So do you know anybody that has come in through this pathway? Is it something you would consider? I've never met anybody that came in through this. I don't know anybody that came in through this, maybe because I've never been to any of those communities, or I don't know anybody that came in through this pathway. So is this something you'll be willing to consider? Is this something that somebody that has done, or you have done by yourself? Share with me in the comment section what you think about this pathway. It seems to be very interesting. Thanks once again, guys, for choosing to watch my video today. I hope you have a really lovely rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thanks once again, and please do not forget to follow me on all social media platforms. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. My handle is PH_EE, so PH_EEE. So that's my handle. Please follow me on Instagram and also on Twitter. Thanks, guys, and see you next week. Bye.